You know their patterns, their voice, their scent. You've deleted their number, but not from your mind. And that's the real prison, isn't it? Here's what nobody tells you about letting go. The hardest person to detach from isn't always the one who hurt you the most. It's the one your brain got addicted to. If you're watching this video right now, chances are someone is occupying way too much space in your mind. Maybe it's an ex who doesn't deserve you, maybe it's a friend who betrayed you, or maybe it's someone who's still in your life, but emotionally they've already left. And you're tired of checking your phone, tired of analyzing conversations that happened weeks ago, tired of feeling like you're stuck in an invisible cage built by your own emotions. I get it. And I'm going to tell you something that might sound harsh at first, but stay with me. Your inability to detach isn't a sign of love. It's a sign of emotional dependency. But here's the good news, and this is why you need to watch until the very end. Emotional detachment is a skill, not a personality trait. A skill you can learn, practice, and master. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your brain refuses to let go. And more importantly, you'll have a 5-step roadmap to emotionally detach from anyone without becoming cold, without losing yourself, and without regret. So if you're ready to stop being haunted by someone who doesn't even think about you, let's begin. Let me ask you something. How much of your day is stolen by thoughts of this person? Be honest. 20%? 50%? For some of you, it's more like 80. You're at work, but you're replaying the last conversation. You're with friends, but you're wondering what they're doing. You're trying to sleep, but your mind is writing scripts of things you should have said. And the worst part, they're probably living their life, moving on, maybe even happy. Meanwhile, you're stuck in this emotional quicksand, and the more you struggle, the deeper you sink. Here's the brutal truth that no one wants to say out loud. Emotional attachment without reciprocity is self-abandonment. Think about it. Every minute you spend obsessing over someone who isn't thinking about you is a minute you're stealing from yourself, from your growth, from your peace, from the people who actually deserve your energy. And I know what you're thinking, but I can't just turn off my feelings. You're right, you can't. And you shouldn't try to. But here's what you can do. You can change your relationship with those feelings, because emotional detachment isn't about not caring. It's about caring without suffering. It's about loving from a distance. It's about respecting someone's role in your story without letting them write the rest of your chapters. The psychologist Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists." So we're not going to resist. We're not going to fight. We're going to understand, and then we're going to release. And this process, it's going to change everything. Step 1. Acknowledge your emotional addiction. Let's start with the foundation, because you can't fix what you don't face. Your brain doesn't distinguish between healthy attachment and toxic attachment. To your nervous system, attachment equals survival. So when you try to detach from someone, your brain literally perceives it as a threat. It's not weakness, it's biology. There's a concept in psychology called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same principle that makes gambling addictive. You don't get rewarded every time, just sometimes. And that unpredictability keeps you hooked. Sound familiar? Maybe this person gave you just enough attention to keep you hoping, just enough affection to keep you waiting, just enough almost to keep you from walking away. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah spent 2 years waiting for a man who texted her every 3 weeks. Just when she was ready to move on, he'd send a thinking about you message, and she'd fall right back in. It wasn't love. It was a dopamine loop. Her brain had become addicted to the uncertainty. The first step to breaking free is calling it what it is. This isn't just emotional connection. This is emotional addiction. And you need to say it out loud. Write it down. Tell someone you trust. I am emotionally addicted to this person and it's costing me my peace. Because once you name it, you can claim your power back. Here's a reframe. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're human. But you are responsible for what you do next. So right now, I want you to pause this video and finish this sentence in your mind. I am ready to detach from blank because I deserve blank. Fill in those blanks. Really feel it. Step 2. Cut the energy cord, the invisible tie that binds you. Okay, so this is where it gets deep, but stay with me because this might be the most important thing you hear today. In energy work, there's this concept called energetic cords, invisible emotional connections between you and another person. Every interaction, every memory, every unresolved emotion creates a cord. And even when the person is gone, the cord remains, feeding on your attention, your thoughts, your what-ifs. Here's the truth. You're not obsessing over the person. You're obsessing over the version of them you created in your mind. The real them moved on, but the phantom version, that one lives rent-free. So how do you cut the cord? First, stop feeding it. That means no stalking their social media, no asking mutual friends about them, no accidentally driving past their house. Every time you seek information about them, you're watering a plant you're trying to kill. I know it's hard. Your brain will scream for that hit of information. But remember, every time you check on them, you're checking out on yourself. Second, the ritual of release. This might sound woo-woo, but it works. Write them a letter you'll never send. Pour everything out. The anger, the love, the disappointment, the gratitude. Everything. Then, burn it. Or tear it into tiny pieces. Or bury it in your backyard. The physical act of destruction signals to your subconscious that this chapter is closed. A man named David told me he wrote a 10-page letter to his ex-wife. He cried through every word. Then he drove to the beach at sunset and burned it, watching the smoke carry his pain away. He said it felt like a funeral for a relationship that had already died. And funerals, however painful, bring closure. Third, reclaim your space. Delete the photos, remove the gifts, unfollow, unsubscribe, and if necessary, block. I can hear some of you saying, but that's so dramatic. What if they think I'm not over it? Here's the thing. Their opinion of your healing process is none of your business. Your peace matters more than their perception. Step 3. Redirect your focus. Where attention goes, energy flows. Now, here's where most people fail at emotional detachment. They create a void and then sit in it, waiting for the pain to magically disappear. But nature abhors a vacuum. You have to fill that space with something else. Tony Robbins says, the only way to change your life is to change your focus. So let's talk about redirection. Your brain has a limited amount of processing power. Right now, 80% of it is focused on this person. We need to redistribute that bandwidth, but not to just anything, to things that expand you. Here's the strategy. Physical redirection. Your body holds emotional memory, so move it. Run until your legs burn, dance until you forget. Lift weights until your muscles shake. When your body's exhausted, your mind gets quiet. Creative redirection. Channel that emotional energy into creation. Write, paint, build something. That pain you're feeling, it's raw material for art, for growth, for transformation. I once knew a woman named Maria. She got her heart shattered. She used that pain to write a novel. It became a bestseller. She told me, I turned my breakdown into my breakthrough. Social redirection. Isolating makes it worse. Connect with people who remind you who you were before this person and who you're becoming after them. And here's a counterintuitive truth. The best way to get over someone is to be of service to others. Volunteer, mentor someone, help a friend's move. When you shift from what can I get to what can I give, everything changes. Because here's what's really happening. You're not mourning the person. You're mourning the role they played in your identity. Without them, you have to answer a scary question. Who am I? And this is your chance to answer that question on your terms. Step 4. Build your emotional immunity so this never happens again. Okay, we're detaching, we're healing, but here's the uncomfortable question. How did you get here in the first place? Because unless you understand the root, you'll just repeat the pattern with a different person. Most emotional over-attachment stems from one of 3 things. 1. Unhealed childhood wounds. If you didn't get consistent love as a child, your adult relationships become desperate attempts to fill that void. 2. Low self-worth. When you don't believe you're enough, you cling to anyone who makes you feel worthy, even temporarily. 3. Fear of being alone. You'd rather be in emotional pain with someone than in peace with yourself. Here's the hard truth. You cannot build healthy connections on an unhealthy foundation. So while you're detaching from them, you need to attach to yourself. Self-attachment exercise. Every day for the next 30 days, spend 15 minutes alone. No phone, no distractions, just you. Journal, meditate, sit in silence and listen to your own thoughts. Get comfortable in your own company. Because the relationship with yourself is the blueprint for every other relationship in your life. And when you truly love yourself, you stop tolerating people who don't. You stop chasing, stop explaining, stop shrinking. You become so rooted in your own value that other people's absence doesn't destabilize you. That's emotional immunity. As the poet Rupi Kaur wrote, you must want to spend the rest of your life with yourself first. Step 5. Trust the transformation. Here's what nobody tells you about emotional detachment. It's not linear. Some days you'll feel free, other days you'll feel like you're back at square one. That's not failure, that's healing. Healing isn't a straight line, it's a spiral. You might revisit the same pain at different levels, but each time you're stronger, wiser, more whole. And then one day, and you won't even see it coming, you'll realize you haven't thought about them in hours, then days, then weeks. You'll hear their name and feel nothing. Not anger, not sadness, just neutrality. And that, my friend, is liberation. Because emotional detachment isn't the absence of feeling, it's the presence of peace. It's looking back and saying, "Thank you for the lesson, I release you with love." It's understanding that some people are meant to be chapters, not the whole book. It's finally choosing yourself. And when you do, when you truly detach, you'll attract people who don't make you question your worth, who don't play games, who show up consistently, because you'll have become the energy you're trying to attract. So let's bring it home. Emotional detachment isn't about building walls. It's about building boundaries. It's not about becoming cold. It's about becoming wise. It's not about not caring. It's about caring without losing yourself. You are not broken for feeling deeply. You're brave. But bravery also means knowing when to walk away. Your peace is sacred. Your energy is valuable. And your future is waiting for you to stop looking backwards. So today, make a choice. Choose freedom over familiarity. Choose growth over comfort. Choose yourself over someone who chose to leave. Because the most beautiful thing about letting go is it creates space for something better to arrive. And you, my friend, deserve so much better. If this video resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share this with someone else who needs to hear it. And if you're serious about your healing journey, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Every week, I drop videos on psychology, personal growth, and becoming the best version of yourself. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's one thing you're letting go of today? Let's create a community of people who choose themselves. And hey, if you know someone who's struggling to let go of someone, share this video with them. Sometimes the message we need comes from the most unexpected places. Thank you for trusting me with your time and your heart. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, remember, you are not who hurt you. You are who you choose to become. Let's choose freedom.